Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, today we just got done with another episode of Loki, episode 4. This episode was literally insane, guys. By far, this season keeps getting better and better, but by far this is my favorite episode so far. And this is episode 4. I just can't believe how great this show is. This might be my favorite Disney Plus show, honestly, because I really love this show and the detail, the score. I'm a big fan of the score, guys. The score in this show, I love so freaking much. And we get those Thor Ragnarok vibes with the score and just that mystical vibe. And I'm digging it. I'm digging that the fact that we're heading to something big. And in this episode, we get so many unanswered questions, and a lot of answered questions at the same time. So, I'm going to be all over the place in this review about everything that happened in this episode because we're really leading up to the finale because we only have 2 more episodes left of Loki. There's 6 episodes in total, and we're already on episode 4. And this episode by far gave the most information, but also left us wanting more and we also want to know more. So, for starters, we're back on, that planet or whatever. I forget what it's called, but we're back on the planet, and from the last episode, and we know the planet is pretty much about to be destroyed by the moon. And after the arc exploded, we're just wondering now how the hell are they going to get off the planet and how are they going to live. But of course, we all know they're going to get saved by either, they're going to get off somehow. My theory was that they were going to get saved by Agent Mobius, and Agent Mobius was going to pretty much use the information that Loki gave him about finding, Sylvie, how to find, the other variant Loki in these catastrophe events. So I knew right away that he was going to find Loki through that way somehow, and that's how he ends up finding Loki and Sylvie. And, he ends up pretty much finding them, he was looking for those, spikes to know that that's where they could be hiding. And in his mind, he thinks Loki betrayed him, but that's not the case. There's more to that. So, when he finds them, he sees pretty much Loki, how he feels about Sylvie, and how he, learned to feel for her, and learned to pretty much love himself in a way. So, he sees that spike in the charts, on their charts of, different branches of, spiking and stuff. So that's how he ends up finding Loki and Sylvie through the way Loki feels about Sylvie and the way they felt about each other at that moment. Specifically for Loki, he learned to love and learned to, and to really not want to be alone. As much, it's crazy because that's, what we figure is, Loki wants to be alone. He'll never find love. He'll just be the god of mischief, a god, making all pain and suffering. But we've learned over time in the series that he's more than just that. He doesn't want that. That's just a front. And he wants to actually be loved. He wants to be with somebody. And I'm really rooting for Sylvie and him, and Loki, if they get together, that'd be awesome. And I think and we see more of that on how he's feeling about her, and he kind of doesn't want to admit it, but he feels that way, as we can see in the beginning of this episode. So they get saved, but they think they're about to die at first, but then of course they open the whatever they're called, the portals almost to go back into the TVA. And so they get in there, they get split up. Of course, Agent Mobius takes Loki, tries to be like, oh, well, you betrayed me, I thought we were friends, this, and that. He ends up putting Loki in a loop, a constant loop of a moment where he cuts off Lady Sif's hair, which was phenomenal to see Lady Sif again because I love that character. So I was really happy to see her come back. And it's just a constant loop of a moment where he caused mischief and, he gets punched in the face and then gets kneed in the nuts, and it just kept happening and happening. And he tries to tell Agent Mobius before he goes in there that they lied to you, and of course he thinks it's bullcrap, and he puts Loki in the constant loop of having to get beat up by Lady Sif for cutting off a piece of her hair. So I just love it, and you can see he's he's not the same person he was. He's growing and learning. He's becoming the Loki that we felt that we come to love in our timeline of Marvel movies. We came to love that Loki, and he was just turning into the good person that we all hoped he would be before he ended up dying by Thanos in Infinity War. So we're seeing that buildup of him learning and taking a different route, but like still learning to be the Loki that we fell in love with, if not more, of a better person. So seeing how he's like, I'm sorry, Sif, I did it because, I thought it would be funny, but it wasn't, this, and that, and you really see him trying to, it was nice to see him talk to Lady Sif in a way, if that makes any sense, because, that was a Loki in that time that was at the peak of his mischief and everything, at that time, before, Avengers and everything, and all the other stuff. So to see him talk to Lady Sif and seeing how much he's grown was nice, but of course she didn't believe it. She's like, I think, she kept doing it to him until the one point where he's like, I'm sorry, this and that. And she's like, no one will ever love you. You will always be alone or whatever. And you can really see Loki's face. Tom Hiddleston does a phenomenal job as Loki, but the man literally deserves an Oscar for how great he is doing in this show. I mean, he is really giving us a different side of Loki, and it's just impressing me so much because we saw Loki as just that, that just mischievous, mischievous person, and we didn't see those layers. We're seeing that he's really building the layers in this series of Loki. He started to build it over time throughout the MCU, but he's really hitting those marks where we're seeing different sides of Loki, and I just love this show so freaking much. So seeing that facial expression he made when Lady Sif said that, when she's like, you'll forever be alone, and just seeing him like that just made me so sad. And the score in this episode was so freaking good. The score in the last 2 episodes have been phenomenal. So, I just seeing that, and then seeing how, Agent Mobius is like, have you had enough? And, trying to get information on, because Agent Mobius thinks that they've been in cahoots this entire time, and of course Loki's going along with these, she came to me before, whatever, and we had this plan, and but that's not the truth. He's like, I'm trying to tell you that it's all bullcrap. You're a variant, because he's trying to get answers out of Loki, and Loki's like, you're a variant. You all are variants. The Timekeepers took you from your timelines. They were never made you. And to see Agent Mobius' face, and he's like, yeah, right, you're lying or whatever, but that's not the case, as we know. That is exactly what's happening. So to see that all play out, and of course, he's trying to get stuff out of Loki to lie to him and say that, Sylvie was dead. That was messed up, because we really saw Loki. He looked like, he tried to, hold back that he didn't care, but of course he cares for her a ton. So when, when Mobius is like, oh, you care for her, I got you, or whatever, you totally fooled me. And he's like, I can't believe you did, I respect that you did that or whatever, but, I'm shocked you can't believe, you're lying to yourself, and you're the biggest lie of them all, because, you think this is all real or whatever. And then he gets sent back into that place of torment by Lady Sif, and, he just can't stand it, of course. But then we get to find out, after Loki told him, he ends up going to Renslayer and pretty much trying to confront her a little bit, saying, where's C-20, where is she at, where is she, when we found her, yeah, she was, a little distraught or whatever, but she seemed fine. And Renslayer's like, oh, she tried, she I guess, she something bad, she killed herself or something like that. They said something like that or whatever, along those lines. But we all know that's not the truth, of course, that she was fine, and we knew that Renslayer must have did something to her. So, of course, Agent, Mobius wants to find out, what's her game. I feel like Loki was telling the truth, because why would I be having flashes of, the jet skis and everything if that's not a part of my life? He's kind of putting those together, why would Loki say this? Because it does make sense with me, with the whole, the greatest moments of the jet skis and everything, and he's kind of putting it together, and he wants to find out, how come I haven't come face to face with the Timekeepers? How come, you're keeping all my trinkets? How come this, and that? Because her keeping the trinkets will probably spark something of his memories coming to be, and she's trying to eliminate any of that possibility of any of the variants learning that they're variants. So it makes sense. I was correct about that. That's why she wouldn't let Mobius take those trinkets, is because it would spark more memories. I believe that. It would open more things, because I think that's also why she was afraid of Sylvie, because as we end up finding out that Renslayer was actually, a hunter at one point before she became one of the leaders of the TVA. So, her first mission, I guess, was to take that Loki variant, which is Sylvie, out of Asgard, and that's when she got away when she was younger, before she was put on trial to get erased. So that's always been like a angry place that, Renslayer has. That's why she's so obsessed with this one variant, is because this was the one variant she wanted to take out, because I guess she knew what that variant was able to do, I guess, at the time, and that explains a lot why she really wanted to get this variant so much. So I do love how they gave us a little bit of backstory about that, and why she's wants to get rid of this variant so much. So that was cool, and that's just so cool that we're finding out why, Renslayer wouldn't give, Mobius his trinket. I pointed that out in my last review. I'm like, that's why she has one thing sparking up, because I was about to say, B-15 already had that spark when, Sylvie touched her in the last episode, or actually in I think it was episode, I want to say 2, when they're in, that cart place. What's that place called? The cart place, isn't it called the store that they went back to? Rock's Cart. Yeah, Rock's Cart. They went back to Rock's Cart. Pretty much, that's when Sylvie touched B-15 and gave her those memories. Same as she touched C-20 and gave her those memories that she was able to grasp. They're finding out, and that's why she got rid of C-20. That's why she got rid of her, because she was learning that was a part of her life. That this was never her life before in the TVA. She was never created by by the Timekeepers. She was on Earth before they took her and made her think that she was made for the TVA and everything. So that's why Renslayer got rid of her, and of course we don't know where she is, and we know she didn't actually I don't know if she killed her, or if she went somewhere else. I have a theory about that in a second, but also B-15 finds out, and then she ends up finding out that B-15, is, found out, her actual truth too. But she says they've been compromised, meaning that, she's been under, a spell by Sylvie. That's what she's telling everybody in the TVA. So, I love how Agent Mobius, he's, putting things together when he's in the room with her, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna get going or whatever, and, so he ends up leaving, but he ends up taking her time, what's it called, Bethany? Those devices? They're those.
Yeah, it's like their little.
They're whatever. They're they're phones or whatever, I guess, of sorts. So he takes it, and I love how he switches it out because he wants to get information and get to files that she has access to on that thing. So I really do love that, how he took it and he ends up hiding to go look, and he finds out that she was actually fine, and what Loki said was right about them all being variants, because she was clearly saying that, but Renslayer got rid of her, and that's why he went to go to Loki in that, of course, in his loop with Sif, and said, okay, I believe you, we gotta get going. Do you care about Sylvie? Do you care about her? Because if not, I gotta know, because I'm about to take you out of here and I can't take this back. Are you telling the truth? I'm trusting Loki. Are you telling the truth? He's like, you're gonna have to trust me. And he's like, okay. So he takes him out. And of course, Renslayer knows he took her, her time device. She knows that he took it, and confronts him with everybody else. And he's confronting her, saying, it's funny to me that you would lie or whatever, about me, with the jet skis and everything, and you've been lying about everything, and the whole Timekeepers thing, and us being made by the Timekeepers. You've been bullcrapping all of us, meaning that and then when Renslayer tells, I guess, the other, hunters to eliminate him, he gets eliminated. I kid you not. Me, my sister, my brother, we're all like, holy shit, what the frick? What does this mean? Is Mobius dead? I don't think they would kill him off like this, but it'd be like a holy crap moment if they did. Because if anything, that sparked just enough for Loki to want to get straight revenge on everybody and take this place down. So after that moment happened, I was like, holy crap, what does this mean? Oh my god. I mean, I have some theories about, where they could be going or whatever. I don't think they're dead, but So, after that moment happened, we see Loki being taken to the golden elevator, to the timekeepers, and Sylvie's out in the hallway, ends up getting taken to the timekeeper, golden, elevator too. And she's like, I could take them from here, takes them in the elevator. But before she takes them in the elevator, there's a scene where all that's going on, and Renslayer's in her office. We see, B-15 go into the detainment center where, Sylvie's being kept. And, B-15 takes Sylvie to Rock's cardigan and says, I need information. I need to know what you did to me. And I need to know, is this trickery, or is this actually my life? Because there must have been a great moment where she had a great life. She was happy. And she's finding out. And, she said, what do we have to do? Meaning she's on Sylvie's side and realizes that this is all fake and bullcrap, and these people are monsters. They took her from her life. So she wants to, to fight back. She wants to take, she wants to take the what do you call, the timekeepers down. She wants to take to the TVA down. So she's helping Sylvie take them down. So right as Sylvie gets to the elevator, then she's like, I'll take them from here. They go up, and we end up finally seeing the timekeepers, and that was so cool seeing them like in that one room. But little do we know to find out that it was actually they're not the timekeepers. There was a cool fight sequence where B-15 comes up, throws Sylvie her sword. There's a big fight sequence up there, and literally Sylvie throws it at one, and the head comes off. And I'm thinking, oh my god! And then we see it roll down, and it's like sparking. They're all robots, and I'm thinking, and then I love how Loki's like, then who made the TVA? How did this come to be? Who made the TVA? And it all goes back to my theory from day one. It is Kang the Conqueror. I kid you guys not. That's the only thing that makes sense. Is Kang the Conqueror made this world in the quantum realm. And that was another theory I had where, I thought it was in the quantum realm because, of course, we saw that city in Ant-Man and the Wasp when, they were saving Janet, when, Hank Pym was saving Janet in the quantum realm. We saw that city. And Janet said, time works differently down here. In the first episode of Loki, Agent Mobius says, when Loki says to Agent Mobius, how long have you been here? And he's like, I don't know, time works differently here in the TVA. Connected. The city, and they even said that that city would come back in later property of Marvel. And I'm sorry, that's the only thing that makes sense. If the TVA is that city, and who else could have made it? The villain of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, is Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is connected to Renslayer. They're together in the comic books. This is the only thing that makes sense. And if these guys are if the timekeepers are robots and frauds and they're not real, who made the TVA? And I'm thinking it is Kang the Conqueror. I feel like Kang is behind this entire plan, and I feel like Sylvie is going to get the information out of the Renslayer and find out that Kang had this whole plan from the jump. And I feel like but there's more to it. I feel like, is it just Kang? Is there actually real timekeepers, or has it been just Kang the entire time and maybe he's the only timekeeper? I don't know. I'm very I'm wondering what's up. Did they make all this was Renslayer in with Kang and making all this making this lore up of the three timekeepers and the different I guess different, things. And they didn't make up the whole different, branches of reality and stuff like that, but they made up the whole, we were made by the timekeepers. There's timekeepers that are in charge of everything. Maybe Kang has been in charge of it, but, maybe they didn't want it to be one person's in charge of all this, because then maybe people would start asking questions. I don't know. But Kang is behind this. I have a feeling that that's the only thing that makes sense, because, he is the villain of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and is connected to Renslayer. And I feel like the TVA is in the quantum realm, so it makes sense that is what they're trying to build up here. So I'm hoping that we see Kang at the end, or maybe a hint towards him. I don't know how again, we only have 2 more episodes. I don't know how this is all going to play out. But, right as we get Renslayer, she's beaten up by Sylvie, and, they find out that the 3 timekeepers are just robots, and they're trying to figure out who the hell is in charge of the TVA, and if the timekeepers aren't real. We get a moment where Loki is he says to Sylvie, Sylvie, and then she's like, don't give me, a lecture right now. And he's like, I'm not. And he's trying to tell her that he loves her. He's trying to say that. He's trying to say that he cares for her. and like he puts his hands on her shoulders and pretty much trying to say it. But before he can say anything, Renslayer obliterates the dude, obliterates him with those sticks, and like they did to Mobius. And I'm thinking, oh my god, they did not just kill off Loki. I'm thinking to myself, there's no way, because there's moments of the scenes of the trailer that we haven't even saw yet. With him, being President Loki, and him saying, what did you expect? We still have yet to see the scenes. Seeing Battle of New York, and him at Battle of New York, it's like a distraught, like, Earth, where it's just destroyed. I'm thinking that's Battle of New York, if he did succeed. So, unless that's not, and that's just a beat-up, broken-down Earth, I don't know. But we're gonna see that in the next episode, because when we get to when we see the scene where after Loki is obliterated, Sylvie literally is about to kill Renslayer. Renslayer just do it, and she's like, I'm not gonna do it until I get answers out of you. Meaning she wants to know where is everybody, who created the TVA, and wants to know all the information, and she'll probably take her out. But as we know, I don't think when you get hit with those sticks you die. I think you get put somewhere else, and my theory again was correct. At the end of this episode, the end credit scene, we see Loki alive, and we see him, and we just see him, and then we hear a voice, or voices, and it builds up that Avengers music, that da 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 da, and it does the Loki theme, but it's like his version of Avengers, and it's a whole bunch of different variants of Loki. That's insane. So like. And it happens to be on Earth with the Avengers Tower. So I'm thinking, I would love if he built his own version of Avengers, but it's like versions of different Lokis. That would be sick. Because one Loki has a Thor hammer, but it's like all different though. I don't know what that is exactly. And then it's literally my thumbnail. I just don't know what's going on. Is this all where all the variants go once they get blasted with that stick? Do they go to this just distraught Earth? Do they go there, or do they go back to their original, periods of time where they were taken? I don't know. I'm thinking not, and they just get put all on this one place that won't affect anything, and different, branches colliding and a whole bunch of different things. I think they're just put on this one broken down Earth. And we don't know if it's maybe a future Earth of what could have happened or what's going to happen. We don't know if it's maybe the Battle of New York where Loki succeeded. I don't know. But all I know is that that's definitely in the next episode, because when we see them, we see in the corner, we see the Avengers Tower thing. And I pointed out on the thumbnail, that's the corner of the Avengers Tower, and that's the scene we see in the trailer of Loki. So they're definitely there, and I'm thinking all the variants go there, which means, B-15's there. B-15 is still, I think, knocked out up there. But that means that C-20 is there, because, I'm thinking she got killed and got put there, or so-called killed and got put on that place with all the other variants, because we know that they were hunting down different variants, and we know that they captured them and erased them from their times that they took them out of, because they weren't supposed to be there. So, which makes me feel like they put whoever they, hit with the stick, they get put on that place, which is that, where, the Battle of New York was. At least I think that's what it is, because we see the Avengers Tower. So, I'm thinking that Agent Mobius isn't dead, and he's actually there. That's my theory, is that he's not dead. He's actually on that place where all the other people go when they get erased. They get put there, where Loki is. Clearly, because we've seen everybody get hit with those sticks, and we don't know what's happening to them. We think they're getting killed, but that's not what's happening. Loki got hit with the stick, and he got put on this Earth. Or on this different universe, or I'm assuming it's Earth, because again, there's the Avengers Tower and it's New York. So he got put on this different timeline or different version of Earth with everything. So I'm assuming it's a different version of the Battle of New York, of what happened or whatever. Because again, it looks destroyed. I'm assuming that's what they're trying to tell us, is that's a variation of the Battle of New York if Loki would have succeeded. I'm assuming that's what they're trying to tell us. So I'm curious to know what your theories are, guys. I'm really excited to talk to you guys in the comments about this episode. Was just freaking insane. I can't believe the timekeepers were robots. I still can't process that, guys. That's so insane. They were building them up, and when we saw their eyes glowing when Renslayer went up earlier in the episode, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get it. Are we gonna see Kang? But we didn't see Kang. Because I think that is what we're building up to, is that he's been behind everything. He's the mastermind behind everything. I'm so excited. I'm wondering if that's going to be the big villain of Phase 4, he will be that villain. Because I don't think they're building up to Galactus until like the end of Phase 4 probably, or maybe they're going to do him in Phase 5. I don't know, but I'm just excited, guys. I'm super excited to get into all this and to find out what's going on. Hopefully, we're definitely going to find out more information in the next episode, especially to find out, are they on potential, like, what Earth's going to turn into? Are they on a different variation of what if Loki succeeded? I don't know, and that's what we love, is we get to talk about this and have a blast of a time. But I want to go on Instagram Live later, so again, subscribe, follow my Instagram, because I'm going to go on live later, and I'm going to have people come in, or at least I want to, it's a chance where I get to talk to you guys, and you get to interact with you guys, and talk about the show, and everything. So again, follow my Instagrams, because, there might be a chance you can get in the live, and we could talk, and we can have a great time and fun, and talk about our theories and speculations. I want to start doing that after every episode, is get on live at some point. So again, go follow my Instagram. It's at zach.hensel. Go follow my Instagram. And get ready for me to go on live at some point, because I go on live. I'm going to start going on live very frequently to talk to you guys and interact with you guys, because you guys are the best subs anybody could ever ask for. This is the best family anybody could ever ask for. Especially I'm just having a blast on this channel, guys. Following my dreams and achieving greatness. So literally, guys, I really want to I want you guys to be a part of this. I want to talk to you guys. I want to meet you guys. So again, go follow my Instagram. But without further ado, guys, again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. Again, I want to talk to you guys in the comments, and again, go follow me on my Instagram. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace.